Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to start off this video by telling you a little short story. This story comes from a book which is one of those garden variety Millionaire Next Door self-help books. And it may have been a true story, I'm not quite sure. But in the story, a man moves into a new house and the guy next door is a millionaire. And our main character starts questioning this millionaire about how he became successful, and the millionaire shares his secrets, and the main character gets successful. So the very first lesson that the millionaire teaches this guy, he says, the very first thing you need to do is to write down on a piece of paper what you think you're worth. It can be what your current salary is, or it could be your net worth, or it could be what you think your salary should be, or what you think your net worth should be. What do you think, what dollar value do you actually think you're worth? If you're making $50,000 a year right now, and you think you should be making 100, then write that down as what you think you're worth. And the millionaire says that this number tells you and everybody else exactly how much you value yourself. It doesn't have anything to do with the job that you do, doesn't have anything to do with your education. It announces to the world how much you value yourself. If you are telling the world that you're worth $1,000, you're right. And the rest of the world is going to treat you that way. And the millionaire tells this story that when he hires new people for his organization, they have a policy. When they go into the interview, they have a budget for how much they are willing to pay the person. You know, if it's an executive position and the salary is $80,000, they go in with a budget of $80,000, but they don't tell the person that that's what they're offering. The interview team tells the person, how much do you want? How much are you asking for? And whatever the person says, even if it's more than their budget, that's what they give them. If the budget for the person's salary was $80,000 and they said 70, they get 70, because that's what they're worth. If they say more than that, then that's what they get. So, and this is a really, really interesting lesson because we all get what we're worth. We all get what we are adding to the market and to the world in general, how much value we're adding. If you are making a certain salary, say you're making $100,000 and you think you're worth more than that, one of two things is happening. Either you're not adding enough value, or you think you're worth more than the rest of the world thinks you're worth. Because if you really were worth what you think you are, you would be getting it. You wouldn't tolerate working for less than you're worth. You would find it. You would either go into business for yourself, you would start a side hustle, you would start selling things online, you would do something. You would change jobs, or you would at least look into finding another job that paid you what you think you're worth. There is no sane person on the planet who works for less than they think they're worth. Most people don't understand how much they're actually worth to the market. They think they're worth far more, or they think they're worth far less. And the reason why I bring this up is because of this idea that everybody has about the gender pay gap, that women make less than men for the same jobs. And I personally think that's nonsense, because everybody gets paid what they're worth. I have made more money in my writing career than 90% of the male writers out there. And it's not because they don't try, and it's not because they don't deserve it. It's not because they're not worth as much as people. It's because, number one, I write more. Number two, I write in the right places, and I write for pay. Number three, I'm good at what I do. I didn't just wake up one morning and sit down at a computer and start writing something that happened to pass through my mind and expect to get paid for it. That doesn't happen. Professionals get paid, and amateurs do not. I've probably made more money in the last 2 years than most male writers make in their entire careers. So it really, what gender you are really has nothing to do with it. It's the person that you are. It's how much you value yourself, what you're contributing, how much responsibility do you take, how reliable you are. Those are all the things that determine how much each one of us earns. There is no glass ceiling. That's a myth. So I hope that helps. I hope this sheds some light on what I consider to be a giant misconception in the world, and we'll be back to talk about more of this stuff next week. See you then.